girl, people don't expect anything from you. People don't look up to you. They don't expect you to go get a graduation degree and get a job. I can't imagine my mom scolding my brother for the same thing that I did, like for watching porn. My brother had...
What does your mother say? Shabash? Something has to be done later in the day, and if they have a girl and a boy and there's one person required, and if it's already the sun is already down, guess who's ass is gonna be? It's gonna be my ass.
And we used to sit in class and we used to cook these very sexy stories, like having sex on a glass bed with people watching. I mean, it was crazy. It was just, we didn't know anything. I did not know at the time that sex required penetration of a vagina by a penis.
He says under section 294 of Indian Penal Code, which sounds so like penis code, causing annoyance to others through obscene acts is a criminal offence with a punishment of imprisonment up to 3 months or a fine or both.
Back in 9th grade, I was very curious, and as a normal teenager, I went to the internet. I went to Google and I looked for porn.
If you don't have Instagram, you're fake. I thought if I had Instagram, I was fake. This is problematic. It's like a Schrodinger's cat. You're dead and alive at the same time. Because heterosexual means like I bang guys, she bangs. No, I bang girls, sorry. That didn't come out right. Have sex without talking to your mother, say hello, oh, no, we just purred with it. Oh, okay, bye. Alright, here we are again. You have to see me again. I think last time we saw you was probably yesterday. I'm not sure. Okay, I was looking for a guest and I could not get a guest for my podcast, or not a female guest who would give consent, and apparently it's very important to give consent only for the women, not for the men. That's not gonna happen, not in this generation. Life is very fair. So I had to kidnap somebody, and maybe there was a little bit of consent for kidnap. So I had to find somebody who's the lightest and easiest to kidnap. So I found her. I do not know her name. All I know is she weighs 40 kilos or less than 40 kilos, and she loves serial killers, specifically the ones which are on Netflix, particularly on the one on the documentary, Don't Fuck with the Cats. If you haven't watched it, I don't know what you're doing, because you're definitely not getting any sex in your life because you're watching this. Anyway, so I've already told her what the questions will be, but there's a surprise question. Have you taken a shower in 2020 or 2020 as people have fancies?
I just showered yesterday.
You just showered yesterday? How do I trust that? It's like you're like, oh, I have a vagina. It's like, how do I know that? You don't have a towel. You said that. I have not smelled. You said like, and these
why I don't have a towel. I put it out to dry. That's why I forgot it. Okay,
while I was kidnapping you, all I asked you is bring a towel, and you didn't bring a towel. So doesn't that sound suspicious to you? I mean, come on.
6 a.m.
Do you travel or do you get kidnapped without a towel when the person is clearly telling you get a towel? You take everything, but you don't get a towel. In
my defense, I had a 6 a.m. train.
I don't know how people, you must be confused, like why are people kidnapping people on train? But this is very consensual, kidnapping. He's trying to, like, you know, get some money out of her father, who's a bit of a stingy ass. Alright, would you rather be a boy?
No.
Why not?
I just think that because of the well-established patriarchy in the country and things that are already prevalent in all our families, I get way more advantages being a woman than being a man, because...
You're a woman, you're a little girl.
Okay.
She says that there's advantages being a woman. Sharon Cooper will laugh like that.
See, being a girl, people don't expect anything from you. People don't look up to you. They don't expect you to go get a graduation degree and get a job. They just want you to become some sort of independent, and like in a year or two they just want to get married. And
year or two from 23. She's 23, not from 12. but in some villages, wherever you came from. Yeah.
Yeah, and also there is something about being an underdog. They don't expect you to do anything. They don't expect you to achieve anything. If you do, that's an exceptional thing, but they don't really look up to you to be the providers of the family.
But who are these people? Are you talking about, like, because strangers, for people also like, dunya kya kahegi, but eventually it's just about your parents, right? Or people you loved one, your boyfriend, your husband, or somebody you're really close with, right?
Yeah.
They don't expect anything.
No.
What is the highest expectation your father, your family, somebody really, really close to you has had from you?
As of now, they wanted me to pursue engineering for starters, but when I did not do that, they want me to crack the PCSJ exam.
What the hell is that?
It's a judicial exam on state level.
Okay.
Yeah, and also they want me to try it because there's reservation for girls. So they're pretty sure that I will get somewhere.
Yeah, I think plus also the quota for lightweight judges. As long as she doesn't get fat, all the women do get fat, right?
But what I wonder is if I do get to be a judge, would people even take me seriously? I mean,
I definitely won't take you seriously. I'll be laughing my ass off.
yeah.
But you were talking about before we were discussing, you said like one of the advantages you have because there's apparently more men in India than women. Guess why? Guess why does that happen? There's a very cool reason for that, right?
Yeah.
Choking while the kid is born if it's a vagina. But they even more aesthetically. They put it in as olden times. Please sue me for this, but Rajputs were known to like dip their babies into milk.
Yeah.
Was it like toned milk or was it like pure full cream milk? What was it? Or is it the buffalo milk? Any milk, they'll just like dip the baby and she'll be gone. Haryana has the worst sex ratio. So that advantage is there. That, plus also the fact that because you're a woman, if you're a young woman, as long as you're open to suggestions, then you definitely have the advantage in the world. How's that worked out for you? You can choose the man you want to be with, right? A guy has to wait for the girl to say yes.
Yeah, I mean, I have.
You have to wait for the people to say yes.
I have guys hitting on me left and right on my Instagram, so that definitely adds.
That was just a cockroach. Okay, go on. Sorry. Okay, sorry. No, don't be flippant. You sorry. Can you give me a real example, like people hitting on you?
Yeah, I mean, I believe I speak for a lot of females when I say this, that you will always have unread requests in your request column on Instagram, in your DMs. And you can choose if the guy is good looking, you can just text back, or you can just tell them to go to hell or pretend they don't exist. But it happens all the time, it happens every day. I have people liking my pictures or leaving comments, people I don't even know, but they just want to, you know, leave their mark. They just want you to know that they exist and they want you to talk to them. So it happens all the time.
But why do they want to talk to you? They don't even know you. Just because you're a girl, that's it. Because there's no real reason, right? Because after people talk to you, they wouldn't want to talk to you, would they?
Yeah, that happens. A lot of guys I've gone out with do not like the fact that I'm assertive in a lot of things, so they just kind of...
Assertive means that she also has a say. It's weird, right? Borat won't agree with that. Doesn't happen in Kazakhstan. Did not happen in India until very recently. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Have you ever been a lesbian, or are you already a lesbian? Because that might be like a middle ground between man and a woman. That you're lesbian, you're with women, you're also a girl, but I don't know, like you don't have to deal with men. Society is okay as long as you don't tell people. And 377 has been passed. Is that the right one? I mixed up all these sections.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
If I were given a choice, I would not be a lesbian because it's pathetic. I mean, people are already...
Are you calling lesbian pathetic? Because I think some people might think lesbianism is pathetic.
No, I did not say that. I just meant that being a female in this country is already hard enough, and I don't have to make it hard for myself if I had to choose between being a lesbian. So I wouldn't.
You can't choose to be a lesbian. I'm just saying, if you were a lesbian, would you rather be a lesbian? But you think like if you were a lesbian, it would be harder, even harder?
I think so, yeah. I was at this a pride parade in Ahmedabad in February 2018, and there were these two girls kissing each other right after the parade.
So that pride parade is the gay people parade. I'm just trying to clarify words because sometimes people don't know. People are Luddites. When you said DM, people like me would not have known that in a couple of years. Direct message, right?
Yeah.
Not direct marriage. Okay. Direct messages asking for direct marriage. And this is gay pride. Pride. When people say gay, it means like gay is lesbian, everybody. So yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a celebration of the LGBTQ community, and this one day they just march for themselves and they dress up as whoever they are. That one day they don't have to hide or pretend to be normal. They can dress whoever they want to be. Transgender people dress as transgender people, and they dance and they have music, and sometimes they also have police protection for the streets. So it's a beautiful day. I mean, it's amazing, you know, the energy in these crowds. It's through the roof, and every time you go to a pride parade, you leave there being happier, just being there with these people who are just unapologetically themselves.
Because I remember when I first moved to Australia for graduation, I was 18, and the first thing I got, and I moved there in almost 20 years ago, actually 20 years ago, 1 month less than that. I was there in February because my program started late February, and within few days I was hearing the news that, you know, this Mardi Gras, that's what they call it, the French word, right? Gay parade. And that was going to happen in Sydney. I could not attend it because see, things happen in Melbourne also, but Sydney was the ground, was the hub, where the ground zero, not in a bad way like 2001, but I mean, like, that's the hub of it. And I've never attended one, to be honest, and I would be very happy to attend one. Before moving on to next question, I remember you used the word, on that day they don't have to be normal. What the hell is normal? Like, are we normal just because we are heterosexuals? Because heterosexual means like I bang guys, she bangs. No, I bang girls, sorry. That didn't come out right. That's not heterosexual. Don't fuck it.
It's okay, you can be yourself, you know, I mean.
No, I wanted to be gay. I'm just not gay. I really wanted to be gay. I think it's just, if you read my second book, you'll like one of my favorite characters. He's like, listen, I want to be gay. And I'll tell you, like, because I don't want to make the podcast about that, but I thought it'll be like, if you ever read it, and you'll love that character. And unfortunately, I'm not. And so I have to deal with women, which is, trust me, it's just much worse. Anyway, without deviating, like, are we normal? Like, what, and they are abnormal? What does that mean? Because the word abnormal doesn't sound right. People think like it's such a bad thing or something.
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, normal has a very weird connotation, you know. I mean, society has set these standards that a male and a female need to be together to procreate. They can't have sex for recreation.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot be together at all. If they are from the same sex, they cannot do anything. They cannot love each other. But it's just that, you know, there's this one movie dialogue that I really would like to quote here. It says that what's normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. So it's just kind of like that, because the society is fucked, and no matter how much we say that fuck society and society sucks, we are society. We are what makes society. So we're not actually really doing anything about it, but yeah, these are the fucked up standards that have been set, that you cannot be with someone, you cannot love someone, you cannot marry someone who is the same sex as you are. So I'm not saying that there are set normal standards for people, but that's how it has been.
Because I think personally that, you know, just because I want to bang girls, I am normal, but if I wanted to bang guys, that would be normal. It's just like, it's in your head. I think that's perfectly normal. So I think but I understand, because specifically on that day they can be themselves, or the culturally, societally, or as the world accepts natural. So they can be, and I think it's a good thing, but I wish that they can be just themselves, whatever, whenever.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, gay used to mean being happy.
Gay meant happy before.
Yeah, today.
That's why if you read old books, you'll be like Oscar Wilde, he'll be like, oh, I was so gay.
But he was gay.
The funny part, like, he didn't mean it that way, but another funny part, you're just ruining my thing. I was supposed to say that. There's more on that. I'm just getting the wrong guess, but you know, nobody's consenting. That's just terrible times. Anyway, you've been using the word female, male. It's like you're this mature person. You're not. You're last year college in law school. Let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about some of the myths that are thrown around when you're growing up. Can you break those myths? Let's talk about a couple of them. There can be like zillions of them, but what are the couple of them that you faced and you feel like, that, and particularly they're all related to sex, period, things like that. Boys?
Yeah, so when I was in 9th grade, I made this friend, Shreya. We did not stay friends long after that, but we had something in common. We liked to discuss our favorite sexual fantasies.
How old were you?
I was in 9th grade.
9th grade. 13? 14? 13.
Yeah, that was 2010, so yeah, 13.
13.
And we used to sit in class and we used to cook these very sexy stories. Like having sex on a glass bed with people watching. I mean, it was crazy. It was just, we didn't know anything. I did not know at the time that sex required the penetration of a vagina by a penis. That is the biological terms, that's what it's used, right?
How? Anyway, continue.
Yeah, I was like, you just lay there and you just, I don't know, you rub your penis on the vagina. I don't know what you do, but I did not know that it...
Oh, that's how the hens do it, by the way. They don't have any penis. Most of them don't have penis. It looks like a vagina or something. I'll show you a video later on. So it's just like clasped together, like a lips clasping together, and it happens. Go on.
Yeah, so I did not know that you needed penetration to have sex. I mean, it was weird, but we just kept talking. It was just really stupid. Two students, instead of studying or prepping for exams or revising, we would just make sex stories and satisfy ourselves. Mainly because we did not know what sex was. I did one thing back in 9th grade. I was very curious, and as a normal teenager, I went to the internet. We had a broadband connection. It was a desktop computer. I was stupid. I did not know well, and I was in a girls' school.
More sounds like sex talk computer.
Yeah, so I was in a girls' school. I did not know better. I went to Google and I looked for porn.
Google knows everything.
Yeah.
And probably there was no incognito that time.
No, I did not know about it.
Oh yeah, exactly. I did not know that it was there until last year.
Yeah. So I didn't find anything. Then I went and searched for sex scenes. It directed me to a YouTube video about. Have you seen this movie Fashion by Madhur Bhandarkar?
Yeah, of course. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. So there
no, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, go on.
It was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah, sorry. Kamala is there, and both of them were very good. Priyanka.
So it directed me to a movie, to this YouTube video clip, which was titled Priyanka Chopra Sex Scenes. And if you remember, there are sex scenes between Priyanka Chopra.
Oh, interracial shit! I loved it. I didn't see anything though. All I was like, she just wakes up like, oh my god, I slept with a black guy. Oh my god.
No, not that one. She sleeps with, I think, Arbaz Khan.
Arbaz Khan is there?
One of Salman's brothers. I'm not sure.
Can't be the other one. Oh, so, either way, yeah.
Yeah, so he was there and I don't know, I don't remember. She just had this blanket wrapped around, and it was, I think, well enough to satisfy my fantasy, but not well enough to satisfy my curiosity, which was my main agenda. I just wanted to know what sex was. Unfortunately, my mom was very strict. She came home. And this I did not know at the time, but she used to check my browsing history. And she went to the browser. I did not know there was a thing as such as browser history. She checked it. She gave me a big lecture, and she's like, what did you study today? And I was like, I couldn't say anything. She's like, acha, oh, I forgot you were busy doing better stuff. And I just wanted to laugh. I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. I was not having sex. What are you punishing me for?
And this is still 13 or is this 14, 15? What is it?
It's the same.
Okay, 13, same,
yeah.
9th grade, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what happened. And because of this, I did not know what sex was until I saw real porn. That was in the first year of college. And then I'm like, oh, so you have to put it in to actually have it? I'm like, okay, fine.
You also like the myth, also she is perpetuating another myth that women actually wait till they're 18 to watch porn.
I'm not lying. I was in a girls' school. Nobody told me. Seriously.
Oh man, and Google knows everything. You should. Google is very nice. Listen, Google, you put anything, they'll tell you. Like, oh, listen, can I have fucking pig videos? People like, Google is like, yeah, sure, buddy, sure. Maybe you don't want to watch it. Sometimes it says that, maybe you don't want to watch it. It's illegal in India. I was like, dude. I was looking for incense one day. He said like incest is illegal in India. I was like, dude, I need incense. Like incense. And I didn't even know why I was looking for it. Incest, by the way, incest is when people who are related to each other by blood, like brother, sister, mother, daughter and other things, they're having sex together. That's incest. Incense is when you're the dhupatti. That's what I was looking for. I don't believe in God, but for whatever reason, because of somebody, I was looking for incense. And I was not sure about the spelling. That's why I put on Google in the first place. Incense, was it have an S or C? So, and then it's like, incest is illegal in India. Are you sure? I was like, not really. And it happened with multiple other things which are not coming to mind. Did you want to talk about anything else on that myth? Was there a period myth? Was there other myth as well?
Yeah, I'm like, as you can see and as you pointed out, I weigh like 40 kgs. I was a very skinny person in school. And a lot of my friends got their periods when they were in like 7th or 8th grade. I did not get my period until 10th. And I used to think that it happens when you can actually start getting pregnant for some reason. And I was like, I don't want to start getting pregnant. I mean, who would want a baby? You know. I mean,
well, that's true though. Yeah, your period means you can get pregnant.
Yeah, but I thought ki, once you start getting your period, you could start getting pregnant also. I did not know sex was needed to get pregnant. I did.
Oh, okay. Just automatically. You're looking at the son baby, Karan from
Yeah.
Pandavas.
You know, one of those shows, and they they show that if you kiss someone, you can get pregnant. So that kind of a thing. Like it could happen anytime.
That
Like a
kiss
baby could
baby.
pop out of your
And if
vagina.
any of you watchers, do you think you still believe you're a kiss baby? Your mother kissed your father and you were born.
It's funny, the stories people will tell their kids how they were born. I was told about my sister that वो तो मंदिर में पड़ी हुई थी. We just got her from the temple because she was just lying there. And after I started getting competition in the love terms from my parents, and I was like, "Mummy, इसको मंदिर वापस छोड़ाते हैं." That's what I said, and she tells me about it, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, so that's it.
All right. Let's talk about discrimination without getting too dark. Do you feel that there is discrimination? You can talk about positive and both negative also, obviously, because we talked a bit of positive earlier. You were saying, we're using the word glass ceiling, or you faced problems somewhere. Let's just say when your mother picked on you at that time, probably she would have picked on a boy as well, but the repercussions are much harder if you continue that, and it can be more problematic. So if you go back and you can start wherever you feel like you've had disadvantages because of your gender specifically.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine my mom scolding my brother for the same thing that I did, like for watching porn. My brother had
What does your mother say? Shabash? The brother?
She
Shabash,
just-
beta.
She just does what all Indian mothers do. They just pretend it didn't happen.
My mother would still beat me, I'm pretty sure. My mother told my sister that she found my condoms when I was like 33 and she was upset. I was like, what? And she didn't tell me why she was upset. Then my sister said, I said, why? My mother sounded very upset on the phone. What the hell has happened? Oh, she found your condoms. I was like, okay. I was again in Bombay. I was not in Delhi. I was like, super genius. What did she think? Anyway, this is already odd conversation with my sister. I was like, okay, we are done. Like a third party telling us why somebody's upset. It was just weird. Sorry, go on. So.
Yeah, my brother had a lot more convenience than my sister and I ever had. I was not allowed to go for
Convenience and privileges.
Yeah. I asked for a scooty, I didn't get it. My grandfather got one, and I used to take it to school secretly without telling my parents, because my parents specifically asked me not to do it. They found out, and I was beaten up with a belt. And
With a belt? That's
Yeah.
so nice.
yeah.
How was it? Did it leave scars?
I think
It's like
I have.
beat. This is the second time it's done on video because there's a video with Zach Galifianakis and I really wanted to do it and this happened completely spontaneous because we didn't talk about this thing. He beats Justin Bieber. You pretty much look like Justin Bieber.
I think he deserved it.
You seen it?
No.
Oh yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you. You look like Justin Bieber, so I think like Zach would be very happy. Go on. So you could not get Scooty, but what are the other things you were talking about?
I was not allowed to go for internships that were far off. For example,
let's go back a little bit. What about like if you have to like your girlfriend, even just a girl, you were like 15, you want to like I'm having a good time. Let's just stay here.
Yeah.
Would they let you sleepovers?
I was never allowed to sleep over until my 4th year in college.
Fourth in college, you were studying law.
Yeah, exactly. They were like, "क्यों जाना है किसी के घर? If you want to sleep over, you can call people over." But the only problem is all. But
it's the same way. It's the same way, right?
Yeah.
It's like saying, "Oh, all the boys are having sex, but none of the girls are having sex in India." So how the hell does that happen? Unless everybody's gay. So it's like if you have a sleepover, but as you said that both people have the same mentality, then it will not work.
Yeah, it never worked.
It's a bottleneck.
I lost on so much because of that. I could not make any friends at all. I was so alone in my first semester at college. I had no real friends because when you get in college, you have a life that starts after midnight. You stay up all night talking about people, telling the stuff that bothers you. I never had that. I could never bond with anybody, and I remember trying myself to sleep and I wanted to go back home. I was like, I don't want to stay here. I'm so alone. That's actually when I started to write. I was like, I'm so mad, but I can't do anything about it because my parents think it's better for me to not stay with my female friends and talk about stuff. And it was super hard in my first semester because that was the first time I was away from home, and it just sucked. And every time I tell my mom that it's because of you guys I had no friends, and she'd be like, अब तो है ना तुम्हारे पास friends. So I don't think that's a problem. I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you even mentioning this? And what sucks is that parents don't understand the kind of things that can get to you in a college background. You have so much going against you. It's like you're a fish swimming downstream against the stream, and you have no support whatsoever. Even my parents don't call me much. They'll be like just one call in like a week, and that's it. And I got so super depressed, and I was alone in it, and I hope nobody ever has to be there.
Oh, they will. That's just a Lala Neverland she's thinking about. And just to cut you off, but there are a lot of advantages to kind of balance it out a little bit. For example, you have to have separate queues. You already talked about the quota women have. You always get away with much, like if you do the same crime, you can get away with like much easier than a man.
Yeah.
You don't have to sometimes get in queues.
Especially adultery.
Every buses, trains, everything has like specialized seats for girls. I definitely noticed that whenever at work something has to be done later in the day, and if they have a girl and a boy and there's one person required, and if it's already the sun is already down, guess whose ass is gonna be? It's gonna be my ass, not her ass, because I have a penis. Right, that happens. Is that true?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm making it up? Because some people think I'm making it up because I don't know how far their head is up their own ass that they're thinking I'm making this or whatever the fucking rock they've been living under, because that happens all the time. Has it happened with you?
Yeah, I have had a couple of internships I went on. Some of them were in Delhi, and we were allowed to go home at like 5 or 6 in the evening. And all my male interns, they were supposed to stay until 9 or 10 and finish the drafts and finish the filings and work on briefs. So yeah, that happened.
Yeah, and then always I get to hear because men get promotion because they're the one who actually go out and have beer with the boss. Well. But do you think that's definitely not fair, right? You don't like it. I mean, it's good, it's nice, but it's not fair, right?
Yeah, definitely, it's not.
But that obviously that happens because of the same reason why, because society doesn't allow women. Like your parents will be much more unhappy if you had to come home at 11 o'clock. They'll be much more happy if you showed back home at like 7 o'clock, right? And for men, because society expects them to do a lot more, and in fact they come at 11, people are like, मेरा बेटा कितना काम करता है, इसकी शादी अच्छी लड़की से होगी, and अच्छी लड़की, I don't know what that means. which in Indian culture means like she's never had sex and she will never ever have sex in the first place. But always give 2 babies within the first 3 years.
And she will bleed on her first night and the honeymoon. I think they also check for blood stains also.
How? In the morning?
Yeah. And
can you buy blood on Amazon? Or something like blood?
I mean, if you're too desperate, you could just slash your wrists and end it.
Damn it. As a girl, like, what do you really fear? Like, what are your major fears? Like, people always talk about growing old, losing a limb, becoming a lesbian, getting kidnapped, raped, molested, being jobless, being divorced, or losing your hair, which hardly ever happens with women.
I would fear if I lost all my hair. But, yeah.
You can always wear a wig. The same one Amitabh Bachchan wears. You guys did not know Amitabh Bachchan wears a wig. What is wrong with you? For heaven's sake, man. For heaven's sake. What do you think? He just gets amazing hair at 75?
Yeah. You make an interesting point. But one thing that really scares me is the world that we're growing into. The world that we're maturing in. And what really sucks is there's intolerance all around. Nobody gives a shit if someone dies, if someone kills themselves. It's just a downward spiral from where we are, and the future sucks, I think. And everywhere you go, either people will only give a shit if you have money or if you're dead, and it just sucks because you cannot value that person's life while they're alive, but once they're dead, everybody wants to cry about it. And I'm scared that we're heading into a future where nobody would even be human anymore. People just want instant gratification. They don't care about long-term commitments anymore. They would just use you for anything. I mean, for the lack of better words, people...
You also use people for hash, ice cream,
but
medicine.
Okay.
No, like, continue, but like the fundamental, go on, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's my point. Even though I use people for hash, but it's just because they deserve it. They have.
But this guy's gonna watch this eventually and he'll be like, motherfucker, she's talking about me. But she has a lot of courage, even after being kidnapped, she's like solid.
Yeah, that's a funny thing about being a writer or someone who just...
She's been promoting she's a writer, and let me say she is a writer. She'll become much better as the years progress, but that's the way it is. And some of her work can be... Do you want to promote your blog? We can write about it later. No? No, I don't want to promote my blog. But there's not much sex stuff there, so it doesn't matter. You can still keep going whatever you're reading.
Yeah, one thing about being a writer is every time you post something, everyone will text you and say, hey, is this about me? I mean, people just want the limelight.
People just follow themselves. They're like, oh, it's about me. I had sex with this guy. It must be me. Dude, I didn't even have sex with you. Like, she's like, I didn't even have sex with you. Like, okay. That sounds right.
Yeah. There's this one of the characters in the show, the politician. She says that your generation had the bad idea that it's a good thing to vomit all your emotions on social media. And I completely agree with that. The more you become personal with the public, the more you lose out on real-time communication, which I think is really important if you care about someone or if you want to bond with someone. And the more we vomit all over each other's social media and brand them as opinions, I think it just makes things worse, because people will listen to you one day, but they won't listen to you the rest of the days. They just don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're posting on your Instagram. Nobody cares what song are you listening to on Spotify. Nobody cares where are you checking into. So just cut it. Just don't.
No, people will still do it. I don't have Instagram. I don't even remember putting any comment anywhere. I must have put it sometime here and there, but it was just even when I was writing, it felt like it was just a stupid thing to do. So I didn't really do. What about this new fad? I just like, again, like, you know, like going on a tangent. But people say like one of the things people can do, people like always using their fucking phones all the fucking time. Like right now I don't know where my phone is. It's actually taking the motherfucking video because we don't have cameras. I do have a camera, but this fucking camera, I don't know for what reason, it shuts off after 30 minutes. And this is pre-programmed by this fucking Sony. I don't know why. I want to make a video, it'll just shut off. So I need an assistant to restart it every 30 minutes. I don't know what the fuck is it. I want to throw it, but I'm too poor to throw it. Okay. Too poor to throw it. And there's no couch there. If there was a couch, I would have thrown it. You would have like, wow, this guy motherfucker has thrown it. And I would like made some noise here, like, and then you would have like, oh, this broke. Now my point is, this one thing which has been like promoted particularly by this guy, Yuval Noah Harari. If you don't know him, this is not a homosexual book. This is the guy who wrote *Sapiens* and 21 Reasons for the 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. Apparently very popular in India already, and I think this is the book he dedicates to that guy because he had died that time. If I'm not wrong, I'll just double check it. Yeah, he did. To my teacher, S.N. Goenka. Remember those fancy Goenka, GD Goenka schools in Delhi? This is the motherfucker. Okay, who lovingly taught me important things. This guy died in 2013. He was born in 1924. So he lived what? 89 years, almost 90 years. So this guy who teaches Vipassana, which is in simple terms, everybody knows this word, 11-day Mon words. So you practically don't talk and you don't even get to read anything. You can't just divert your mind. You can't listen to stuff. You just have to be just with yourself. And apparently, it's freaking crazy. People go nuts within the first day or so. Do you think it's something that everybody should do? Is this something that you would do? Or you were saying like there was another reason you'll also go quiet, but like you can like get into both of them.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people make you so mad that you would just wanna block them or delete your Instagram or delete your WhatsApp. But yeah, this looks like a working alternative because the more people you talk to, the more mad you get, and I think it just gets toxic to your peace of mind. And I would totally go for it because I think it would give me more insight into the person that I am. I think it's just kind of like you get for physical detox, you have lemon tea, all those fancy.
So not vodka? I've been drinking vodka for detox. No, but that's not working.
Yeah.
I've been drinking like this. I don't know. People said if you drink like this, it'll work.
No, it's just one of those fancy commercials. If you've heard of what is that actress's name? I don't know.
I get fooled easily.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's just kind of like a mental detox from people and everyone who gives you shit. Everyone who just, they will call you your friends, but they will not read your blog.
I read a blog. I don't even call her my friend.
I'm not talking about you.
She's just a kidnappee.
I'm not talking
I'm
about
the
it.
kidnapper.
I'm not talking about you.
I know you're not talking about me. I'm the only person who gives a shit. Nobody even wanted to kidnap her. It was this bad. She's like, please kidnap. No, but you were talking about that you would fast. Like, is that the same thing you were talking about? Like, this is you just not talk. Would there be advantage? Because there's been times I've just not spoken with people at all. Because I would not use my phone and I was living on my own and I would just go get up, drink my morning tea, read my newspaper, listen to my stuff, go out, write, come back, run, and then watch football and sleep, and I'll do that same thing over the weekend. And that's it. I've not talked to people for days.
Yeah, but with me it's different. See, I mean, I have like one friend at college and...
one friend in 5 years. So 0.2 friends per year. This girl is making progress. I have tons of friends on Insta garbage, I call it Insta garbage, or Facebook.
Yeah, so see, a lot of times I would wonder why is she not calling me, why is she not making plans with me? Is she hanging out with her other friends, cooler friends? And so I think that something like an 11-day retreat of not talking and staying away from your phone would definitely help me not thinking about stuff that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's just you against the world. So I think that definitely would help. Like for the first 2 days I might wonder, I don't know where my friends are, where my friend is, or what are the people up to. But after like 4 or 5 days I'd be like, I don't think it's a big deal. I think that's how I would think.
Okay. And then what do you think like about, like we were talking about hash and weed. Do you think it should be legal?
Definitely.
Let's go back a little bit. Do you think PDA is legal in India? Because you're into law. So I've had people like, I've had police accosting couples who are like making out, kissing, or just even sitting together. Like, oh, you need to give us money. This is illegal. PDA is illegal. Is PDA illegal? I researched on this. So I'll read it out to you directly. It says, under section 294 of Indian Penal Code, which sounds so like penis code, causing annoyance to others through obscene acts is a criminal offense with a punishment of imprisonment up to 3 months or a fine or both. If you really think, first I thought, okay, it is legal because illegal, because I always thought like it was not illegal. And then I read this and I'm like, this is legal. I was wrong. And then I realized, no, dumbass. When I was in a metro is in Delhi, metro train, and I just looked up and it says obstructing the fucking doors can put you in prison for 5 years. I think it was 4 years to be correct. 4 years for obstructing the fucking prison. The doors. I'm making up random shit. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm just fumbling a little bit. So, 4 years and 3 months for obscene acts. So I'm like, if you really think about that, this cannot be really much, right? Because in our country, everything is illegal anyway. Polythene is illegal. Polythene is fucking everywhere in this house. Smoking in public is illegal. It's fucking everywhere. She studies in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Drinking is illegal. Fucking drinking is everywhere. So I'm saying it's not really illegal. Also the problem is like when you really read it, what is obscene acts? That means you say two people kissing is obscene. What about mother kissing a daughter? Little kids, that's obscene to me. But specifically when the police actually comes, ever gets people, these people are always in their cars or hiding in some corners where people can't even see them. Only police goes and finds these people and they're like, no, this is not about taking some money, because they can obviously, you know why they can take it? You obviously know that, right? Because if you're a girl and if you say like, oh, you were making out with this guy, we'll call you mama, we'll call you papa, and then they will shame you. Yeah. Right? They'll be like such degrading act. But if whatever they can, they will do it. Okay. Yeah. Everything is illegal. But the point is like, should it, now it's already legal, I'm not even sure what the question is. Like, do you think like, have you done PDA? Of course everybody has done PDA. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Has anybody tried to like, take money from you or like be harsh to you?
No, I was smart. I chose a dark place, a dark corner.
It must be one of those moments.
Almost night. Yeah.
Sorry, I was speaking over her. I was like, there was probably one of the moments, because she's not very sharp. She said you chose a dark place.
Yeah, it was a park, but like a corner. So my boyfriend and I, we made out in, like it was almost 7:30, so it was almost dark. So yeah.
India gets dark quicker. It's not New York.
Yeah, but a lot of my friends in Lucknow, they have been harassed a lot of times when...
Did they get into serious trouble or just for money?
Yeah, Adityanath's government, when they first came...
Adityanath is the guy who is the CM in Uttar Pradesh?
Yeah.
And Lucknow is the capital, right?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So they would just send the police officers after a random guy and a girl. Whoever, even if they're friends, even if they're brothers and sisters, roaming outside of colleges in Lucknow, and they would ask them to produce their I cards. And if they were just classmates, whoever they would be, they would just be asked to leave the place, or they would just put them in prison, or they would just
put them in prison. What, was just standing?
No, I don't know. They'd be like, no, you can't be here, so just get lost, or what are your names, or they would confiscate their ID cards, the college ID cards, and they'd be like, I'll call your parents.
That's a lot of harassment, because once you configure ID cards, you can't even get into the college, right?
Exactly, yeah.
This is not fucking Australia. You can't just walk into a college. They won't even let you into your own fucking college. They won't even let a girl into girls' college. They're like, oh, you don't have ID. My sister used to study in Miranda College, which is girls. Apparently rated #1 for, I don't know for what fucking reason, even the professor never show up. Yeah, my sister had to like literally go and overseas to study something so she can get a fucking job, because that's how bad the college was. Not that my sister was great, but I'm just saying, the college is definitely not #1. If that's #1, then I'm really laughing my ass off. Would you actually eventually try to do something as a lawyer, if you ever become a lawyer, would you actually, or even as a regular person, would you actually fight for this absolute fucking nonsense? By the way, did that get eventually mitigated, or just eventually gone, or is still some of this still happening? Because I'm sure there must have been some kind of uproar.
There was no uproar.
There was no uproar?
Yeah.
Bunch of pussies, huh?
Yeah, people supported it. They're like, why are men and why are girls and guys in college roaming together?
Who are these people who are supporting this? It was definitely not you guys. Must be your mom and dads.
Yeah, mom and dads,
and
the government.
And the government. Government is just a very small people. But it's the mom and the dad. Moms and dads, what they want is what the government is doing. In Bihar, the liquor got banned not because the government wanted it to be banned. Government losing revenue because of this.
Yeah.
But all the ladies said, we'll vote for you if you do this, by the way. You know that, right? Nitish Kumar.
Yeah.
But we were talking about weed and hash. All these things, by the way, were legal. I don't want to get into this whole, that's another podcast altogether. But it has been legal because culturally, if you've seen the Shivji, who are all blue, smoking up, looking nice, abs, muscles coming out everywhere. I don't know what the hell kind of way was he pumping in his body. But
I mean, he lived on a mountain.
Culturally, by the way, British came into India and they tried to, there were multiple attempts in 19th century to make it illegal. Nothing went through. I think in the 20th century is when things have started happening, and it's very recent. And now there's already been uproar. I was looking into it, that they want to legalize, and definitely Supreme Court and High Court are looking into it. I'm not sure what will happen, but they're definitely looking into it because they're saying it's just no reason you've been making it illegal, putting people in jail, because a lot of other countries have actually gone backwards and actually made it all legal, because it's the whole drug war that we talked about in Ahmedabad. And would you feel that, do you think it will be better off? Why or why not?
I think so, yeah. I mean, being a person who would need that kind of recreation from time to time. You know what they do in Ahmedabad? They would sell you boot polish instead of hash. And
so the one you carrying is real. Where is it?
I don't have any hash. What are you talking about?
Weed? Okay, go on.
Yeah, so I think that if it's legalized, it would first of all increase. It would be a tremendous source of revenue. Also, I read some statistics which said that marijuana itself does not amount to people turning into, people who would become addicts, as compared to the things it does with alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, and
do speak up as much as possible. You don't have to go overboard, because I saw some music has been playing. It's going to be fine, but just be conscious.
Yeah. Okay. Also, obviously the quality would improve. I'm sure. I think I read about weed legalization in one of the states in the US, and it has created around 50,000 plus jobs.
I'm pretty sure it's California has definitely, they must have created tons and tons of jobs. It's a massive state, California.
Yeah. So it has created only 50,000 jobs in one state alone. So I think it can.
I want to be a weed dealer. That's my dream. One day. Smoke cell, smoke cell, smoke cell, smoke cell. There's some music playing. Hopefully that doesn't fuck up our podcast, because right now it's still kind of illegal and I don't have the balls to actually kill random neighbors, and particularly women, because everybody will be like, oh, you're a woman hater. I just hate people who just fuck my podcast. Moving on. What do you talk about this Instagram? What the fuck is with this Instagram? I don't have Instagram. People, when I met people online and they liked me, and we were about to meet these people. They happened 3 times, and they asked me can you share me with your Instagram? And then I said, I don't have Instagram. And these 3 girls said, I'm not sure if I want to meet you anymore because you seem shady. I said, what? Because I don't have Instagram? He's like, yeah, because that means you're hiding something. Who the hell doesn't have Instagram?
I can corroborate with them.
Don't use big words. Nobody understands big words. Corroborate is like support.
I can identify with these people.
Okay, identify. That's yeah.
So I met this guy on Tinder. His name was Nathan. He was.
I hope it was not Indian Nathan, like on the call center. Hello, this is Nathan from Indianapolis. Yeah, okay, Nathan. This is definitely not Nathan. Yeah.
No, he was visiting from the US, from Boston, and we matched on Tinder, and we were talking. and in midst I'm like, hey, do you wanna, like, you know, the classic move of it's the classic signature of females, when they want to tell you that, yeah, I like you and I want to take this to another step, and be like, just give me your number, or I'll text you on Instagram. And I asked him the same thing, give me your Instagram, I'll text you there. And he's like, I don't have Instagram. And for like an entire day I did not text him back because I thought it was a fake profile. So
We didn't even talk about this thing, okay? This is so legit. What I was just saying just makes sense. Suddenly.
yeah, exactly. So but I'm just not, I'm right
If
now.
you don't have Instagram, you're fake. I thought if I had Instagram, I was fake. This is problematic. It's like a Schrodinger's cat. You're dead and alive at the same time. If you don't know Schrodinger cats, I don't know why you're alive.
Yeah, so so the next time he's like, is something wrong? And I'm like, I just thought that this is a fake profile, because who doesn't have Instagram these days? And he's like, I actually had a really bad breakup, and I had a lot of pictures with my ex, and it would make me humiliated. That's why I deleted my Instagram. And it kind of makes sense, and it made me look like a fool. So yeah, I understand when you say that people would think that you're weird, or you have something to hide when you don't have Instagram or any kind of social media. But I just think that it's pointless, it's mundane, it amounts to nothing. It just feeds people's. I know personally know a lot of people who live in Instagram life every day. They would post love yourself posts on their Instagram stories, and I know these are the people who don't have the spine to do anything that would change things for other people. People who portray themselves as animal activists and social workers, they would, I don't think they would do anything to change if something bad was happening right in front of them, because I have known them personally. I know they don't have the guts. I know they're spineless individuals who would just do anything and write anything in hashtags just to garner more attention and increase their followers. I also, people actually buy followers on Instagram.
Yeah, I know that. I wanted to buy followers if I ever have Instagram, just to sell more podcasts.
That sounds like
I know people who have bought followers, because there was this girl I met, and she said she was an influencer. By the way, I did not know what the fuck that meant, so I was like, listen buddy, I teach English, but I don't know what the fuck this word means, because I don't even see it in a dictionary. She's like, well, it's a new age word. That means anybody who has more than Indian standard, more than 25,000 Instagram followers, that means you can be influenced, that can influence other people to do things. So that means advertisements like L'Oreal and other products, whatever you want to sell, if you wear their clothes, their makeup, their contraceptives, I don't know how you show that, but you can, if you put it on your Instagram, people will pay you money for that, and because they feel you will be influencing other people. So I was interested. So I checked her profile out, and then
how do you check a profile out if you don't have Instagram?
no, you can open Instagram other people even if you don't have profile.
Okay.
That's how they suck you in. So they let you, like if I open on my phone, the funniest part is if you open on your phone, they let you see it, but within a few seconds like, please log in to see further. But if you're on desktop, then they already know you're kind of Luddite. You just probably don't even have a phone. They let you check out anything. As long as you don't block yourself. But if you block yourself, nobody can check out anyway, right? So anyway, by the way, one of the reasons you'll have more followers if you leave it open. Then I noticed that most of the pictures had like 1,000, 1,500 likes. But one picture, which was just posted 2 days ago, had 140 odd likes. And that picture, unlike other pictures, was very different. She was wearing a bikini in that. And the fact that this is India, and if you put lot of fully clothed pictures, and then one picture you put on bikini, and that picture has 150 likes, and regular pictures have 1,500 likes, I was like, something is odd. Then I asked my friend, who was a female, and she says, as you said to me earlier, she's buying followers. For this particular thing, she buys likes actually, not followers. This one, she's just probably just not bought the likes. She just let it be. Because also she's not endorsing a product in that maybe. That's why probably she didn't do it, for whatever reason. But I was very suspicious how a picture in bikini gets 10 times less likes than a regular picture in full clothes in India. It's not possible. I mean, you can experiment yourself. If you're a man, you can also, I don't know, even if you put a bikini and if you have hair like me, I have a lot of hair, you would get tons of likes for the wrong reasons, but you never know what can happen. A lot of gay people you attract. So, disclaimer. Can you live without Instagram? What is? Does it enhance your life? Has it enhanced your life in any way?
If anything, I have lost a lot of time scrolling through memes there when I should have been studying or working on doing something substantial.
Nerd.
Or reading books for that matter.
Eating books?
Reading.
Reading, okay, sorry, I thought you said eating.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't.
People eat books. Okay, that's not a good eat. Other books are better eats.
Yeah, also it's just, I don't know, it's just the need of having a presence there, so that people would look at you, I think.
They will, like as we were talking earlier, that if you're not on Instagram, people don't even think you exist. You may be a fake person. Unlike that guy, Nathan, I never even had Instagram. By the way, I mean that's another story that we'll come back to. But did you ever meet that guy eventually then?
No.
Did you ever get over your apprehensions?
No, we talked, but he had to leave India, so.
But you wasted that time thinking.
Yeah, I did.
It could have been love of your life, for heaven's sakes. I think we're gonna run out of time because we want to do it for 1 hour, because I'm thinking this is a very time bound, like a fixed deposit. This is like a 5-day kidnap, so we'll be doing probably 4 or 5 podcasts. But to finish with, I want to ask you, because we are on the same tangent, can you really live without your cell phone? Because on those Vipassana thing or non-Vipassana thing, Instagram also, people are like, okay, I've seen people log off Instagram, but they never log off the cell phone. It's always around. Even today, right now, I had to ask you to put your phone in the other room. You were like, should I switch it off? Should I put on do not disturb? What do I do? Can you actually live without your phone? Let's just stick to the Vipassana timeline only. Let's have Vipassana mobile phones, smartphones or whatever you call them, okay? Can you do an 11-day detox from phone, and how will that impact your life? I'm not sure if you've thought about it so much, but whatever comes to your mind, we can always like go in a second round in the next podcast.
I think it would be definitely very hard, because I have had a cell phone.
She's not talking about penises. Yeah.
Yeah, I have had a cell phone for like as long as I can remember. I think I was in 10th grade when I got
because you're so young. You were born in 1997, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in 10th grade that time. Think about girls without cell phones.
Yeah, so I think it's going to definitely be hard, but I would really like to try, and
Why do you think it'll be hard? What are the things you'll miss out? Won't you get your life back? You can read all these books, like books, eat books, read books.
I just feel that
Have sex without talking to your mother. Say hello, ma. Oh no, we just पढ़ रहे थे. पढ़ रहे थे. Oh, okay, bye.
I just feel that I like being by myself. I can be by myself for a really long time, which is why I haven't been in a relationship for about a year and a half. But I don't know, it's okay the first day, it's fine the second day, but the third day you need something, some motivation to, I don't know, touch yourself to, or
you can touch yourself without a mobile phone, for heaven's sake. I'm not saying internet. You can do tons of other things. I've been without mobile phones. Okay, when I wrote this book, I told you I wrote in 94 days. By the way, I did use mobile phone, but most of it I didn't talk to anybody. There were days I would not even speak. I go to a coffee shop, but I went to the same coffee shop so many times, the Starbucks in the Andheri mall. Literally, I would just give them my mug, because I use my recyclable mug, and practically they just tap the card, give the card back, don't even say hello, you don't even say thank you, you just say smile, and you get back. So literally, there were days I'm not even speaking to people, and I'm just typing, and going on. And that did not make me feel less. I think what happens is, if you, like right now, I use phones. Last couple of months, I actually used phones. And I've not felt as good as I felt when those 3 months I was not talking to anybody on the phone. When I mean phone, I mean like this interaction with people and other things. But right now, why even I need phone also sometimes is like, because I'm talking to people. But I don't generally like it, because most of the relations are not good. Like with you, it's a new friendship, and but whatever it is, I feel that there's something real, right? It's not stupid. But I don't feel that with a lot of people, most of people, and that's just the way it is, because people don't put any effort. You put in a lot of effort, but at the same time, if you really believe in something, if you really, that's how you create something, putting an effort, and later on you're not feeling bad because of the effort, you feel like I'm creating something good. Okay, if somebody has a kid, they raise the kid, it's difficult, right? But eventually it makes them feel good about that they're doing something worthwhile. You're raising a kid. For example, if you, let's just say you had a task, you say like, I want to write this book, or you're on some diet. When I say diet, I don't mean like the technical diet of that girl not eating at all. Me saying you're doing something that you like, okay, you have to building muscle, or you're certain diet, you like going to gym for 30 days, something you're doing, and you want to focus on that, and you want to cut off. And the book I could have written in 9 months to 12 months, I ended up writing in 3 months. So something you would have taken you probably 3 months, you might finish in 12 days, 13 days. Wouldn't that be good? Because that's how people, you can focus on things. You can focus on one thing without really worrying about it. What do you were thinking that you start missing in 3 days. But apart from regular life, you don't have to contact people, right? Do you need people all the time?
Frankly speaking, I really don't. If I'm sad or if I'm disturbed, if someone's been rude to me, I just listen to some music and it calms me down. Or I recently started meditating, and it has definitely helped me out. But sometimes it's just sad. I mean, I'm like, why would this person not talk to me? Why would this person not check upon me? If I have a fever, why would my friend not call me and ask me if I need anything? And I don't know, maybe it's just the need for human interaction, or the sense of validation that people need these days, because again, nobody cares. I just feel like it's going to be hard initially, but I think I'll get used to it, and maybe I might find myself to be a better human after I try a Vipassana retreat.
I mean, I think I would take it like I think most people watch cricket. I would take it like if a fast bowler is there, a spinner can bowl like 20 overs at one go. But fast bowler, if you're really really fast, you bowl like 4, 5, 6 overs. Spells, we call them spells. If it rains all the time, you'll not like it. If it's sunny all the time, you'll not like it. If it's winter all the time, you'll not like it. Okay. So I feel there could be spells. You say like, from my experience, if I want to do something, get something done, whether that's a week task, a 2-day task, or a 1-month task, or a 3-month task, it just works better if I switch off and I just get and focus and do it. And people need to experiment different things. Like Joe Rogan, something one of my favorite podcasters, and probably one of the reasons I'm doing this podcast in the first place, is something he's always trying different things. If he gets a guest, this guy says like carnivorous diet, only eat meat. And he's a very big meat eater, but he's somebody, he loves his vegetables. But right now, at this moment, he is in January, he's on carnivorous diet. He's just testing it out. Somebody told him intermittent fasting. He started testing it out. Okay. Somebody told him just eat, be vegan. He tested it out. Then he said like no alcohol. He tested for a month. He tested it out. No weed for a month. He loves weed. No weed for a month. So he's just testing out. We as a human being, we have very little time. Why not we test out everything, whatever you feel you can't live without? It's just an addiction, right? I can understand some food you need to eat, but everything else is just an addiction. You need food, air, little bit of gas, and a washroom maybe, but water. But rest of it is just addiction. If you have it like at certain times, like right now also, we were like, you just come in, and I was like, let's do this first. After this, it's just the dopamine level goes high, right? Because we feel like productive. We've done something. We've been thinking about it for a few days, and we've talked about it on and off. It hasn't been perfect, but right now, I mean, it's been an hour or so into this podcast, and I think we've done fairly well. It went as in like it was natural. We try to put humor without being forced. I even beat you with a belt, so that reminds you of your father. How amazing I was. Felt like a father. Did your mother also beat you with a belt, or just the father?
She used to throw chairs at me.
Chairs, like big chairs.
Yeah.
I can't throw the chair. You probably die. Plastic chairs. Okay. Plastic chairs, and you're so thin. I don't know, like how the hell you were like fending that plastic chairs. I know people in my boarding school, they used to hit boys. By the way, there's always discrimination. They would hit the girls. I remember we fucked up something big time. I don't want to get into that. But then they called all our grade 12, class 12, as they call class 12. Then they made all the girls. We were like, I think almost even Steven, like 18 girls and 22 boys, or 20 girls, 20 boys. They made all the girls kneel down on the center line of the fucking basketball court. And guess what happens to the boys? Then a physical training teacher comes who has this fucking biceps like this big, like Sunny Deol in the 90s. And he's this big stick. And then he's like, whips us like at least 4 or 5 times. Some people actually got few extra padding on their ass just to like, that's what happens. So discrimination is always going to be there, right? It's part of life. I just feel people can live without cell phone. I'm not asking you to just get rid of the fucking cell phone. I'm just saying get rid of the fucking addiction. You don't need it. You don't always need it. You can live without a cell phone. My cell phone can be when you're here, by the way, I'll be hardly using my cell phone. I'll only use it if I really need it. And when I said cell phone, I meant genuinely cell phone. I watch football. And when I watch football, the live thing is just completely amazing. Because one thing the Hotstar Netflix cannot remove is live sport. That's one thing they've established, that one reason why people will still watch either on I mean, I know you watch on Hotstar. I mean is that something cannot be stored. Even if you store something, they store it and you can watch it in 2 hours. My mind already knows this is not live. Like it's happened. It's like saying somebody makes you forget that it's 10 o'clock, it's 12 o'clock on 31st December, and then 2 hours later, but you kind of know it's not, right? You can't freeze frame something like that. So on that note, we'll continue on this thing. But I feel whatever we talked about, starting with her not taking a shower, which is completely denied, which I mean like 17th is 17th of January today. I don't trust her. There's no reason for you to trust her. She didn't bring her towel. I asked her to bring her towel. She didn't bring her towel. Douglas Adams, if you know, Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy, he thinks towel is the most important thing. And I believe him. This guy knew his shit, okay? He died in his fucking gym, man, of a heart attack, I don't know. But look at him, I don't even know what the fuck was he doing in the gym, because he was like completely out of shape. Maybe that's why I went there, did too much, and he died. And some people like, listen, but he didn't die in the gym. Okay, I don't know everything, but he died kind of around the gym. I don't know what else to say. We just want to end it on this note, and we'll continue on this. Hopefully by the next time you see her, she will be showered, and also you'll notice that she has showered.
I just showered yesterday. It hasn't even been a day.
Can you look at me? I look showered. Look at me. Okay, this is showered.
Come on, just because I have more pimples doesn't mean I haven't showered.
They can't see your pimples. The camera quality is very good. We'll fix it in the color correction. Now that you told them, now they say it. Alright, on that note, you can get back to doing whatever you want. This is Friday, but whenever you're watching it, could be a different day in whichever country it is. And enjoy and have a good time. Read this book. It's a wonderful book. What's the name? Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine, but as they say, whatever they say is not correct. She's definitely not completely fine. She reminds me of Sheldon Cooper as well. Alright, bye-bye. You want to see my ass? Badass. Okay.